Schönen guten Tag nochmal von der Seite. Was lange währt, wird endlich gut. Ich habe hier einen Herrn neben mir, den ich glaube ich nicht mehr vorstellen muss. Robert Englund, ich sag's trotzdem nochmal, Freddy Krüger. Der sich jetzt sehr freuen wird, eure Fragen zu beantworten. Wir können das Ganze einfach auf Englisch probieren. Wenn irgendjemand Übersetzung benötigt, übersetze ich gerne so gut es kann.
I just want to tell the fans, I have 2 new dark films coming out. One is called Sanitarium with Malcolm McDowell.
Also, er hat einen neuen Film, Sanitarium heißt der. Malcolm McDowell spielt mit.
And the other one is called Cantemir.
Habt ihr gehört? Cantemir.
And also, one of the stars is John Glover, who works with John Schneider, who's here at the convention in Smallville. John Glover.
Und da spielt auch John Glover mit, der hier mit dem John Snyder, der drüben bei den Dukes of Hazzard sitzt, heute auch vor Ort ist.
But Sanitarium is very interesting. You can see the trailer online if you look for it, Sanitarium, but coming soon. I just missed a premiere in Miami.
Okay. Sanitarium steht also kurz vor der Veröffentlichung. Den Trailer gibt es schon auf YouTube, nehme ich an. Ja, YouTube. Könnt ihr euch also anschauen. So, video questions. Damit würde ich dann gerne die Fragerunde eröffnen. Wenn ihr irgendwas wissen wollt, was ihr Freddy Krüger schon immer mal fragen wolltet, jetzt ist die Gelegenheit. So, okay. Ruft einfach rein. Bitte.
No. You help me here with this now. Michael Bay from Platinum Dunes Films wants to reboot the franchise.
Okay, also Michael Bay will das ganze Freddy-Franchise rebooten, mal wieder.
Now, most actors do sequels. We do sequels. And sometimes prequels. But we don't do remakes of a film.
Also er sagt, die Schauspieler machen normalerweise die Sequels, die Fortsetzungen oder auch mal ein Prequel, aber keine komplett neuen Reboots.
There was a very interesting script going around, a prequel to the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and they were going to have John McNaughton direct it. John McNaughton did Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, starring Michael Rooker from Walking Dead.
Also es gab eine Überlegung, ein Prequel zu machen zu den Nightmare-Filmen, bei dem John McNaughton Regie geführt hätte, der Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer gemacht hat. Aber wie es aussieht, wurde es nicht.
It didn't happen because now they want to reboot the entire franchise. And although I could do 1 or 2 of them, I'm getting too old to do all 7 of them again.
Also leider wurde das Projekt auf Eis gelegt. Wie gesagt, es sollte nur ein Reboot geben, kein Prequel.
Yeah, there were rumors online that I guess the idea was spawned by Bruce Campbell to do a kind of expendables of horrors with all the icons. Can you tell us something about that?
I've heard those rumors too. There's a couple of scripts. There's one that's about a show like this, where we're all attending, and I think that it becomes a caper film.
Also zunächst die Frage war nochmal für alle, dass es ein Gerücht gab, dass es eine Art Expendables geben soll für Horrorfilme. Quasi ein All-Star-Game der größten Stars. Robert sagt gerade, das Gerücht gibt es, but it's nothing more than a rumor.
And then what was true was we came very close to making Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. But Sam Raimi wanted Ash to win. like that idea. I can see the poster. Bruce Campbell has to go to the gym, take his shirt off, and the poster says, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Making the world safe from sequels. Questions?
What is your opinion about the V remake?
I think the remake came...
Hello, I tried.
Turn it on.
I tried once again. Do you hear me?
It's not on.
Okay. Give me some option.
Okay, vergiss es, einfach reinschreien.
What is your opinion about the V remake?
I like all those actors very much, and I know, and I've worked with several of those actors. Clancy Brown, Galen, several of the actors in that I'm a big fan of. I think it was too soon because of video, because of box sets, because of DVDs, because of Blu-ray, and because of the new on-demand and Netflix. An entire younger generation saw the old Freddy movies beautifully projected on a flat screen TV. And they look pretty good, especially 3, 4, 5, and 7. And I think that those fans, younger fans, seeing those films that well done on flat screens, Blu-ray, downloaded, Netflix on their flat screens, I think that they had more, they didn't count on those fans being as familiar with the original movies. And so I think that's why the remake was not a big success. Jackie Earl Haley, the new Freddy. It's a wonderful actor. If you've seen Shutter Island, Martin Scorsese, Jackie's great, and I think he's the best thing in Watchmen. Yeah. So I like Jackie's work. That's all I think of about the remake.
But have you been asked to do it with them?
No, because as I said to this gentleman over here, we actors, we do sequels, we do prequels, but we don't do remakes. You won't see Bruce Willis and Danny Glover going back and doing Lethal Weapon 1. They might do Lethal Weapon 10, but not Lethal Weapon 1 again. So it would be wrong for me to go. I've already made Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. I've already done that movie. I got hurt by Heather Langenkamp. Questions? Yes. Which show?
Come dine with me.
Oh, come dine? Yeah. Come dine with me. Well, the problem with doing that show is, I mean, I'll confess to you now. Part of Freddy likes cooking shows. I like Top Chef. I like that Gordon Ramsay. Yes, chef. Yes, chef. But I went over. I thought I was going to be a judge, and I went over there, and it was a Halloween cooking show. And I wanted to do a California surfer meal, which was very casual. And I didn't know the other guests because they were all English reality. But I had a great time doing it. It was lots of fun. I got to travel all over into small villages in London, which was a lot of fun.
Hello? No, I'm here. Do you have any collectibles or rare props of your movies at home?
Do I have a lot of collectibles?
Yeah,
You know
from
what
Freddy?
what I love, you guys, I love the foreign stuff. I love the German posters. I love the Thai posters. There's a really great Latvian or Lithuanian poster that I've seen that's in black and white, 3-color printing with only one color in it, red, in the Soviet era in Latvia. The lithograph looks like the movie was made in 1948 instead of 1984, and I'm trying to track that one down. I look like Freddie, but a little bit like Robert Mitchum. And Heather looks like Nancy, but a little bit like Ingrid Bergman. You know, it's very interesting posters. So I love the foreign posters. The Thai posters are real nasty and lurid, and the colors are very saturated and cool. I saw one today already, one here. Yeah, great one, yeah. I love that stuff. I have some old memorabilia, and I have the original mold for the Freddy makeup.
From which part?
From Kevin Yeager, part 2. And I have like weird magazine articles and weird covers, and I have all the Fangoria magazines. So I have some stuff, but I don't go crazy. I still am looking for forms. And what happens to me is I'll be at a show like this looking at stuff, and then I'll see a really cool James Bond. You know? Or I just found it was either France or Brussels, I found the original 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the Disney movie, but the giant squid and the Nautilus submarine and all of it in Belgium, which is the language of Jules Verne, the creator. So that makes it kind of double cool for me, because that was a childhood, you know, as you get older, a lot of your childhood memories become very sacred to you. And that was one of my sacred memories, the special effects and the giant squid, the giant calamari in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So I do have that too.
I have one more question.
One more question from the power.
Why you wasn't to see in the movie 2001 Maniacs Part 2? Why you wasn't in the movie? 2001 Maniacs Part 2.
Oh, 2001 Maniacs. I was going to do it. You know, I was supposed to do it for Tim, and I'm working with the writer now on another project called The Originals. But I was working and I kept having conflicts, and I had to make Tim wait. And it took Tim so long to finance the movie, he was going crazy. So instead of getting all the money together, he made it, but he made the sequel without a lot of money. With a wonderful actor, Bill Moseley. You know, great actor. But I think he should have waited till he had all his money together. You know, what happens with producers now is they get $1 million or $1.5 million, and all they need is another 250 or 500. You need to get that, because then you don't have to worry about the pressure for your digital, your effects and stuff. And Tim was just going so crazy, knocking on doors and raising money. Yeah. People understanding me?
Yeah. So finally,
last question over here. Oh. I just can't hear it. What's my favorite line?
Yeah, from the Freddy movies.
Well, it's the one I changed, the one I wrote. Welcome to prime time, bitch. You're all my children now. Where's the bourbon, biatch? Suck eggs, punk. No more questions? We're all going to party now, right? Okay. What? Yes.
Since you mentioned California Surfer Neo, just recently discovered John Milius' Big Wednesday, which you had a little part in. Can you tell us something about the production of this?
Well, I had a small part, but you can see me surf in that movie, and you can see me in my underwear, and I narrate that movie. That's me doing the narration. And I'm very proud of that film. A great, great cameraman, Bruce Surtees. John is a great director. And I recently, the camera, the water camera work was all done by Greg McGillivray, who is IMAX. And I recently narrated another movie you guys should look for. Very interesting movie called Hollywood Don't Surf. And I do the narration on it, but it's got great, great footage of all of the silly beach blanket movies and the beach movies, but also the real surfers that worked in them, and lots of famous actors in the background. It's kind of fun. Hollywood Don't Surf, so check it out. No more questions? We going to the beer garden? What?
Wait for the
My favorite movie. Well, you know, it's hard to separate the experience, the process, from the final product. I really like Nightmare on Elm Street Part 7, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I'm proud of that. I recently did a movie, another little deconstructed horror movie called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. And I'm very, very proud of it. It's a great film. And I'm sort of the Donald Pleasance Halloween character. Earlier in my career, I did a movie called Stay Hungry with Jeff Bridges and Arnold and Sally Field. And I have a great fight scene in that movie. It's one of the best fight scenes in movies, with a pool cue right here. And I also have a great scene in that shooting pool. I do a 5-bank pool shot, and it's not digital, it's real. I nailed it on the second take, so I'm kind of proud of that. It's the same famous Bob Rafelson, the director, in 70s Hollywood. 70s Hollywood was a lot of fun. I did a lot of movies before I did Freddy. I was always out there with Charles Bronson and Burt Reynolds and Barbra Streisand and young Susan Sarandon from the Rocky Horror Show. So I was pretty busy in the 70s. It was a great time. And so I have a lot of fond memories of those films. So I would say that Stay Hungry is also a favorite.
I got a question too, sorry.
We have one more here.
Sure. Will it be Behind the Mask Part 2? I heard some rumors.
Yeah, Behind the Mask Part 2, we're raising the money. We're close. It's a great script. The script for Behind the Mask 2 is a movie within a movie within a movie within a movie. They're making a movie of the legend of Leslie Vernon. And we've all been hired as technical advisors. But the format of the movie is a HBO Sky Channel filming of the movie, you know, the making of. And it's really interesting. So we'll be sitting around with our doppelgangers. We actually sit around with the actors playing us in the movie. And then people on the movie start dying one by one by one as Leslie comes back. And the actor playing Leslie, you'll never know who he is because he wears the mask for the whole movie. We're going to get somebody really famous, you know, like Ryan Gosling or somebody, I hope.
In a real fight versus Freddy and Jason, who do you think would win and why?
Well, if I can get the big dog to fall asleep, I'd win. But if you guys have seen Ken walking around or Richard, there's 2 Jasons here at least that I know of. Those guys could kick my ass in real life. But if they fall asleep, I'll get them, you know.